We've got our stretch center balance class. Make sure you have a strap, a leash, dog leash, something that might assist you in the stretch if you're super tight when needed, and also a pillow to sit on or to have under your head if you have a tight back of the neck. So we are going to start seated today on the mat, and you can start sitting on the pillow so that your lower back can be relaxed and long. So the difference is I don't want you to sit here and have this straining going on, or when you lengthen it, then the legs start to come into it. So just make sure you have a long, relaxed back and nice, relaxed thighs when you come here. And you can bring your weight onto your hands behind you. The feet are going to be a little bit wider than hip distance apart. So we're going to relax the toes here. You want to keep a long spine so we're not sinking into it. We're still going to have our nice long torso with a tight abdominal belt. You're going to relax your toes as you push your heel away and stretch through the arch. Keep the toes relaxed and straighten out. Point the toes with the top of the foot, not with the toes. So you lengthen from the ankle across the top of the foot to lengthen the foot. And then push through the heel. Keep the toes relaxed as you pull the arch, lengthen the torso. Keep the toes relaxed as you point the foot, stretching the top of the foot, keeping the belly button tight. And then push the heel out, keeping those toes relaxed still. One more time. Keeping those toes completely out of the movement. Now, pull with the toes. Push the heel. Pull with the toes. Push the heel. So the whole foot's working now. Then push the ball of the foot out and lengthen, now pointing with the toes and the top of the foot. So now the toes get to join the party. So it's a foot and toe party. Before it was just a foot party. Keep your length through the spine. Keep the belly button tight. And now circles. Keeping the toes out of it. As you circle, the biggest circle you can make. Feel it in your calves, in your shins, and your ankles. Keep the toes out of it. It's a foot party. And reverse the direction. And one more in this direction. All right, good job. Come right up on top of your sits bones. Bring the soles of your feet together, and your feet don't have to be close to your body. If the distance away, find a comfortable one. So you can hold on to your ankles and shin, or you can put your hands behind you. The important thing is that you're right on the top of your sits bones, sitting up with a nice long back as you let both thighs open and let the knees float to the floor. Lengthening up the spine, keeping that length from the sits bones straight up to the top of the head, and let your knees float a little bit closer to the floor. Relax every single thing in your body that you can relax. We keep the pelvic floor slightly engaged, and we keep the abdominal belt tight. Everything else sinks down towards the floor. One more breath there. Gently roll back. Help your legs up with your hands to bring them center. Straighten the legs right out in front of you. And now we're going to do a nice knee warm up. So you want the leg entirely relaxed, and you're just going to move your patella, the kneecap. Mine definitely move differently. So we're gonna move, you're gonna move them up and down, and it's just a gentle nudge with your fingers and your thumb. So the kneecaps move up and down. And then we're gonna move them side to side. Just a gentle nudge with your fingertips. I'll show you facing the camera as well. If it makes a difference, I don't know. But you just want to move the kneecaps up and down. Keep the length in your spine. And move the kneecaps side to side. And then let's just do a little circle. Moving that patella, that kneecap around. It's nice, it gets everything nice and lubricated and easier to move in your knee. I learned it from a physical therapist, this little thing. All right. So knees should feel better, inner thighs should be stretched. And let's just do a little spine stretch while we're sitting on the pillow. So the feet are mat distance apart. This is where we start every repetition. So the arm around the waist pulls your belly button all the way back behind you. Keep that arm pulling you back. Resist it as you reach forward with your fingertips. And then lengthen your back and soften your quads. Keep the quads out of it here as you lengthen from the tailbone. The shoulders are wide away from your ears. Keep the back flat as long as you can. And then collapse it down and let your hands come to the mat while you stack the spine up. And here we start again. Belly button all the way back. Keep the belly button pulling back as you reach forward. Then lengthen your back. Relax your thighs. Relax your thighs as you lengthen the back forward in a flat back as long as you can hold it. Collapse down. Let your hands drag on the floor or the mat as you stack the spine into it again. Lengthening it out. And lengthening it out more. And stacking it up. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling as we suck it back. Inhaling as we reach forward. And exhaling as we reach forward again. Inhaling as you stack it up. And let's do 2 more of those. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Relax the legs. Exhale forward. Relax the legs and lengthen the back. And inhale as you stack it up. Last one here. Keep the quads out of it. Arm around your waist all the way back. Keep it there as you reach forward. Inhale as you expand the chest and lengthen the back. Exhale as you lengthen the back further, relax your legs. And stack it right up. All right, good job. We'll probably use the pillow a little bit later for some stretches, but for now, you can move it aside and come to laying on your back. So let's get in touch with that abdominal belt and the spine here. With 3 pelvic tilts to start with. So the pelvis tilts. We're in our neutral spine position where I can put a hand under the back. Then I exhale and imprint and press all that vertebra into the mat and my hand. Keep the legs relaxed. Inhale as you roll out to neutral, but don't let your belly button rise. Make sure your knees are lined up directly in front of your hips. Another one here. Roll out to the tailbone, keep the belly button in. Exhale and flatten it. Last one, out to neutral. Now into the pelvic curl, make sure your shoulders and your feet are your support. So bring your feet in as close to your seat as comfortable and make sure everything's in a straight line from the center of your hips to the second and third toe. Exhale, suck the belly button down, push into your feet. Make sure the feet and the shoulders carry the weight. And then lengthen out the spine as you lay it down from the breastbone, articulating it through flat back. And keep the belly button pulled into the spine when you roll out to neutral to deflate the air and imprint the spine once again, coming up with the pressure into your feet, just like a car jack, pushing those hips high. Keep that belly button tight. Feel that stretch across the top of your thighs. Exhale and see your spine as each vertebra lays down. Keep the support in your feet and shoulders until your weight is in your flat back. And then roll out to your tailbone before we go up again. Last one here. Exhale. No air is in the belly as you push into both feet. Your feet and your shoulders carry the weight evenly. Your belly button is glued to your spine. Inhale here. Exhale and lengthen out your spine as you lay it down, keeping the weight in your feet and shoulders until you're in your flat back and your tailbone. All right, we're going to go up and we're going to do a little bit of glute work here. So you're going to exhale and imprint. Bring those hips up one vertebra at a time. So the range of motion with your leg is from the floor up, and you keep your hips high as you extend the right leg. For 1, pull the belly button in. 2, keep those hips high. 3, we're doing 8 on each leg. 4, 5, 6, let your shoulders support you. 7, keep those hips high. And 8, both feet into the mat, square your hips, push, push, push into the right foot, extend the left leg for 8 from the floor and up. 7, keep that belly button tight. 6, let your shoulders support you. 5, 4, push into that foot. 3, belly button in. 2, and 1. Both feet to the mat, lift the hips, and lay the spine down through flat back, all the way out to your tailbone. All right. Now you're going to keep the left knee bent, foot to the floor. Bring the right knee, grabbing behind the leg on the thigh. Bring the knee in to the shoulder. And relax everything you can possibly relax. Relax that thigh of the bent knee. Relax the thigh of the other leg. Relax everything, your shoulder and your head, and just pull that knee in. And then straighten the leg, keeping the leg as close to the body as you can. Reaching the back of the knee up to the sky as you soften the leg to bring it closer to the body. Reaching the back of the knee up, pull the belly button in, and see if you can relax the leg anymore. One more big breath here. And then lay it down, lengthening the leg out all the way flat. Lengthen your other leg out to meet it, and notice the difference from one side to the other side. And bend the right knee, foot to the floor. Grab behind the left thigh, intertwine those fingers. Just relax the leg as the knee pulls right towards the joint between your shoulder and the body. So just relax the leg. Let you relax your head and your neck and your forehead and your jaws. And pull the leg in a little closer. Keep the belly button engaged. Straighten the leg up, trying to keep that thigh relaxed. You can use your strap here if it's causing a lot of strain in your neck, but we will want the strap for the next part of this stretch series. So we're going to have another breath here, relaxing the leg as much as you can as you reach the back of the knee up to the sky. Relax the leg. And then lengthen out that leg all the way long to the floor. Bring the right foot down to meet the left and notice the difference in your body. Hug your knees into the chest. Let the legs fall to the right with your arms in a T position. Bring them across. Let the legs fall to the left, stretching the lower back long. One more to each side. As your knees go out to the side, let that hip bone pull away towards the knees. One more to the other side. Let the back lengthen as that hip bone pulls away. Keep the belly button engaged as you bring everything center. And now here's one where you may want to use your strap and you may not need it. So we're going to start with the left knee bent, foot to the mat. Everything's lined up straight here from your hip to your second and third toe. So here you can put the strap around your calf and ankle area, or if you can use your hands around your calf and ankle area. So now the leg is straight and we're pulling from the ankle, keeping the shoulders wide, keeping the neck long and relaxed. Really relax that crease where the thigh meets the body and lengthen your heel out away from your hip to keep the leg long. Feel the stretch come from your lower back as you relax the front of the leg. Each breath, you lengthen the leg out as you soften everything in the body and bring it a little closer. One more big breath here. Gently release that leg down all the way to the floor. Pull the foot back in to a bent knee position. Straighten out the left leg, and then once again, you can have your strap around your ankle area, or you can use your hands, whichever works for you to keep your shoulders and jaws and neck and forehead relaxed as you do the stretch. So work at reaching the heel away from the tailbone as you soften the leg, and see how far you can deepen the stretch with every exhale. Softening the leg, reaching the heel away from the tailbone. And one more there. Feeling the stretch come from the lower back. Release the leg. Lengthen it all the way out to the floor. Relax it before you bend that knee and bring it up to the bent knee position. And now bring your right ankle to the left knee into that figure 4 position. Make sure your weight is right in the center of your tailbone. So you're not out and your hips aren't one higher than the other here. The hips are squared and your weight is centered on the tailbone as this knee opens out away from this hip bone. It shouldn't be a very hard stretch for anyone. Hopefully it feels good for you. Now you can use your strap here around the left leg if you need it to pull yourself in to a nice piriformis stretch in a figure 4 there. Or you can use your hands. Once again, check in on your tailbone. The weight should be in the center or your back. It can be in your lower back. It doesn't have to be on your tailbone, but you don't want it to one side or the other. You want it centered from the tailbone up to through the lower back. And each time you exhale, you soften both legs and bring both legs in closer to you. So everyone should have a strap around or have a hold of the left leg. You're going to take that left leg 3 inches out away from your belly button there. Now the weight is on that left hip more. And work yourself into the stretch. Let your head be heavy, let your shoulders be heavy. Relax everything you can possibly relax. Entire glutes, your entire thigh and your knees. One more big exhale. And bring the legs in closer to the chest. Hold the belly button into the mat to square yourself. Gently unfold. And we're going to go into the 3 positions now on the other side. Make sure the knee is directly in front of your hip. Bring the left ankle to the right knee. Keep the weight right in the center of your tailbone. So now you're in your neutral spine. We're not imprinted here. And you open out the knee from the hip, keeping these hips straight across. So this hip that the knee doesn't go lower than the other one as you open it out. Now you can use your strap around your right thigh. You can use your hands and pull both legs in closer to your chest. And breathe even, deep, releasing breaths. Every breath you release anywhere you feel tension. Is it your forehead? Is it your jaw? Is it your thigh? Is it your hip? Is it your glute? Release it. One more big breath here. Getting what you can out of it. Now take that right leg 3 inches away from the belly button out towards the shoulder side. Now the weight shifts on to the right side of the body more. And you relax everything you can relax as you bring the legs closer into the chest. And one more big breath here. Release the tension. Suck the belly button in, bring yourself center, and gently unfold. All right, let's bring both legs straight, hands up to the ceiling, feet to the ceiling, hands behind the legs, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. 3 circles, keep the toes out of it. And then reverse. And now flex and point, use the toes and the feet. articulating from the toes to the heel. One more of those. And then gently bring the soles of the feet together and let the thighs relax out here. Then grab your inner thighs. And if this is really hard for you and your head lifts up, then bring the pillow under your hips. And open out both legs. Find the position where you can get the most release. So find that angle where your legs extend out from your hips, that you can let gravity assist you the most. So you're not pulling with anything but your hands. You want the leg muscles to relax. Let your arms pull your legs and hold them, resisting in the right position as you widen out. One more big breath here. Bend the right knee into that Peter Pan position. Hold the right ankle and the left inside of the knee. Pushing that bent knee away from the straight leg. And then switch. Grab your ankle of the left thigh, or ankle of the left leg and the thigh with the right. And pull that nice stretch, keeping yourself centered on the hip bone. And bend both knees in, both feet to the floor. You can take the pillow away here. Stretch the fingers away from the toes as long as you can make the body here. And relax everything into the mat there. And then gently come onto your right side. Let your head rest on your arm. Make sure your hips are squared. The top leg, the knee, and the toes are going to face the ceiling. The bottom leg can stay as is. Just drag your toes along there. Make sure the knee's in front of the body so that your hip isn't behind you. So the knee position is important to keep the hips squared. And then you're going to, with the pointed toe, reach the leg as long as you can. And then you're going to flex your foot and reach the heel out as long as you can and bring it down. Toes and knees still face the ceiling. One more of those here. Stretch it up with pointed toes. Flex the foot. Reach the heel down as long as you can. You have to keep your hips squared here. To the other foot. And let's do the other side. Developing is what we're doing. So square your hips, lengthen your neck, knee and the toes face the ceiling as you turn that top leg out, drag the toes along the leg, stretch nice long pointed toes up to the sky, stretch the heel up in a flexed foot and make the leg longer as you pull the heel down to the other one. Toes and knees still face the ceiling. Point the toe as it drags up the leg. Stretch the leg long with the pointed toe. Flex the foot. Reach the heel out all the way down. And bring it back to center. And then let's come to seated. You can sit on your pillow if you want, so that you have a nice long back here. So we want your spine to be nice and long. We're just going to do a little side flexion. I think we have time for 2 to each side before we end today. So the bend is going to happen right in the center of your ribs. I'm going to do this. It's going to be easier for you. So the bend happens in the center of the ribs. You can have your hand to the mat. This is entirely relaxed because I'm reaching from the hip here. So keeping that shoulder relaxed, keeping in that same coronal plane, so my arm and my head and my other shoulder are all in the same plane. And then up and over. Bend right in the center of the ribs and reach the ribs out, lengthening them out from your hip. Keep this relaxed. One more to each side. Bend right in the center of the ribs, reach the ribs out of the hips. Give me another inch with that length. Keep the neck relaxed as we go to the other side. Bend in the center of your ribs and reach it long. And back to center. Gently look to the right. Lengthen the neck as you look to the left. Let the shoulders be heavy away from your ears. And left ear to left shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder. One more to each side. Let the shoulders be heavy as you lengthen the neck out. You're not collapsing your head into your shoulder. You're lengthening your neck out away from your shoulder. And there's our stretch class. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me, and I feel better. I hope you do too. Bye.